Shadow in front and behind. This is group stalking. Shadow also on the wall. This is group stalking. Pay attention to the shadow activity. That's impossible light activity. This is all relevant positioning inside of the hotel. They're all group stalking. $7:50 a.m. Starting this video at 7:49 a.m. I want you to see the sunrise, which is not in perfect alignment with my hotel room in Arcadia, California, in front of the hotel where I'm opening my front door. And I showed you yesterday on August 5th, 2024 in the state of California, where I'm opening my front door, and you can see on the first floor of room 130 the light source. This is not the sun. That's in perfect alignment with me in the state of Nevada. This is the Courtyard by Marriott, and this is called Crossing a Path, and that's engineer light. License plate 534ZPP is group stalking, and so is Fairfield by Marriott. You'll see the still images that I captured. The people of the state using the blue truck as a method of light activity. They have their hazards on. The third parties, the Latino, the dual males, the dual couple of males in the white truck. First of all, they were group stalking. They were pacing in front of my room where the entity was concentrating activity. Those are demons that were pacing, monitoring me in perfect alignment with my location inside of my room that's on the second floor inside of this venue, a third party facilitating venue where the sun is not possibly in perfect alignment with the hotel room in Arcadia, California, such that the sun is in perfect alignment with me in two different states at the same time, creating any sort of light activity that's going to create light coming toward my way on the black asphalt while you're driving a vehicle. That's not sunlight, and this is also not the sun. So it is currently, again, 7:51 a.m. This is Courtyard by Marriott in Las Vegas, Nevada, and the entity is maintaining a light source in alignment to me. This is where, again, the prosecution of the state of Nevada includes the affirmative act, the intent to obstruct justice, to engage in a criminal act of intimidation, harassment, and terrorism by a demon-possessed and corrupt agency. That is the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. The head of that corrupt department is Kevin McMahal, and I want to be clear, his condition and his criminal engagement in federal group stalking and monitoring is known by that criminal act documented via podcast and on video, where the entity is engaged in criminal surveillance and federal stalking, and then is exercising fictitious authority under the doctrine of reasonable suspicion, which does not exist when the entity is a criminal engaging in state surveillance. The entity is engaged in group stalking. The evidence of the specific environment is revealing that. The evidence of group stalking is also based on the criminal conduct and the demonic behaviors of the population, the people of the state, and this is what is establishing the criminal system upon my arrival to Nevada. And then you have Lassiter 190210, if I recollect correctly, who's going to federal prison. Him and five other officers affiliated with Metro PD are all going to federal prison, and this is the basis for permanent removal for corrupt and demon-possessed leaders such as Kevin McMahal. The entity is amplifying all night, amplifying helicopter activity while I was inside of this hotel room. That's P.O.C. It's terrorism. The employees at Courtyard by Marriott, who do not share any sky space with the Courtyard by Marriott in Sherman Oaks, by the way. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me at that venue, as I documented on video in Sherman Oaks at 10:33 in the morning. This is where the entity is keeping a fake sun. I arrived in Las Vegas. I want to be clear. Mandalay Bay. I'm in this location yesterday evening after 5 p.m. and the fake sun is over in alignment with me every street that I'm turning. It is 7:53 in the morning. This is evidence that the entity, again, the unintelligent conduct of nothing other than wicked stalkers. Satan is not intelligent. Satan is just desperate. Satan engages in group stalking by any and everyone, and you're going to sue commercial actors who are engaging in a sex offense while keeping you under surveillance inside of a private space. That's the significance of maintaining relevant positioning, light activity through traffic, all right, through amplified audible activity, stalking in the sky space, stalking by planes, just like you saw last night, and what is always underway, the Harvey airport. Let me be clear, the federal government is fully apprised of the way that the federal prosecutions in the state will go, and it will include being visited by the federal government, this corrupt entity that's a state actor, the Harvey airport, engaging in what is the use of commercial airline planes, and every single airline is engaged in federal stalking and criminal surveillance, using commercial airline planes relevant for what is criminal surveillance and psychological torture, stalking from place to place, using planes in order to keep one under surveillance in violation of your constitutional and human rights, doing so in concert with the demon-possessed group stalking people of the state. who use what they have at their disposal, including their presence, okay? The entity is maintaining this light source while I arrived here, and I'm capturing Mandalay Bay yesterday after 5 p.m. I'm still looking at Mandalay Bay. The sun is not going to be over you at the same venue. In addition, the sun is not rising at the same time at Arcadia Motel 6, and while this demon is crossing paths with engineer light on the ground. 152ZJX is acting with impunity. Well, that's the basis of federal prison right there. This is what the population is doing on an ongoing basis. And I want you to see the light source through the windshield and on the ceiling. They're going to federal prison. That's Uber also. That's impossible light activity on the ground. This is what the entity is doing. That's what you saw at Center, in Costa Mesa. At Best Western, engineer light while the people of the state, strangers that you don't need to know their name, and that's a prosecution of what Kevin McMahal and the demons of the Metro Police Department are engaging in. These are the people of the state who are group stalking and monitoring and engaged in federal stalking while they engage in an unlawful, a criminal act as though they have reasonable suspicion when they're monitoring you and group stalking you. Sunlight doesn't ricochet off the top of your car and create that light activity. They're all monitoring. Light activity on the ground, demons getting in the vehicle, and that's Uber. Uber is a third party in California, and Uber is a third party in Nevada, and I'm going to sue them. That's P.O.C. Courtyard at Marriott is going to be sued as well because this criminal conduct is occurring on their watch. And this is demonic pacing on this side and on this side. Engineer light and the fake sun, that's not in Arcadia. That's a light source, and that's P.O.C. That's a light source. You can see it through the windshield. It's not in Arcadia. It's right here over me in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, this is P.O.C. I'm going to capture screenshots just so you can see a vivid illustration of that. You're going to look at 2 videos that will compare that crime scene, which is speaking to the unnatural environment, the specific environment where corrupt police departments such as the state of Nevada State Police, the state of Nevada CHP, the state of Nevada Metropolitan Police Department. These are the entities, as you saw, the sex offender, the community ambulance. Sex offenders who are consumed with what's going on with my genitalia, which is the sexual violence that the entity that's group stalking is engaging in. And they will be, the state of Nevada is going to be prosecuted for federal group stalking and monitoring. All right, using commercial actors such as Uber, commercial actors such as Fairfield by Marriott, commercial actors such as Courtyard by Marriott. As you saw, the entity is keeping a fake sun over the Courtyard by Marriott in Sherman Oaks, California. And there surely is no shared sky space. And this is not going to be over the entrance of Sherman Oaks at Orion and Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks, California, while it's rising in alignment to my hotel room, my placement at this venue in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's not the sun, nor is the sun maintaining ubiquitous presence over all of us in all of the states for the duration of the day, like the entity is being documented as showing it. It is highly unintelligent. It's speaking to what is demonic methods of stalking. The state of Nevada is fully engaged in criminal surveillance. You don't have any reasonable suspicion or probable cause. Not only that, they know exactly who I am. They used a paper plate on my vehicle as an invalid basis to pull me over, which is a threat to my life while they're bearing weapons in group stalking, while they're bearing weapons engaged in federal stalking, and doing so while they are hostile because of the documentation that they are very much aware of that I'm capturing in the state of Nevada. They're all going to federal prison for that, besides the fact that they're a corrupt police department who are engaged in criminal summoning and engaging in what is the exercise of fictitious authority that you don't have. Any government actor engaging in that is the basis of federal prison, period. All 5 of them, including their supervisor, they're all going to federal prison. And Kevin McMahal shall be removed from the position that he currently holds while he's engaging in the state's pattern of conduct. This is unlawful, unconstitutional in the state of Nevada, in the state of California, in any state in this country. The entity does not have any probable cause or reasonable suspicion whatsoever. There is no constitutional basis for the government to keep you under criminal surveillance. Absent any, there's no laws that are being violated. You have no right to engage in surveillance, and the pattern of conduct is already fully outlined. So I want to be clear. The sunrise that's outside of my living room window in Los Angeles at Alvarado Gardens is not seen in perfect alignment with me in the state of Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada, when I am at Courtyard by Marriott, where the entity's flying right over my head by airplanes. That's the P.O.C. That's the P.O.C. where you see light appearing underneath a structure while a demon crosses path in a vehicle, and then demons get it right in that vehicle, monitoring you in plain sight, which is the basis for federal prison. This is what the people of the state are doing on a ceaseless basis. The violent sex offenders, the closeted the entity are engaging in closeted psychopaths who are engaging in highly sexually perverted conduct while they are monitoring an American citizen. Monitoring a woman while my panties are down and engaging in conduct which is predatory in nature, criminal surveillance and federal stalking for purposes of, for no legitimate purpose, engaging in conduct that is sexually motivated and sexually perverted, while wanting to appear as though you're an ambulance, engaging in duty, engaging in commercial services such as Uber, picking someone up, and it's the same pattern of conduct. Amplified audible activity, impossible light. That's P.O.C. Path, license plate. 628 N79, and these are the demons who are, again, the mentally ill. The mentally ill make up the force of the Metro Police Department. Okay, they're the same closeted sex offenders. They're the claimed closeted psychopaths secretly stalking you with the people of the state. The same demon possession, not different from a demon driving an Uber vehicle. The demons that don't even know the definition of reasonable suspicion are pulling people over under authority that they don't have while they're group stalking in the state of Nevada. And that's Engineer Light underneath a covered structure, under that which isn't even the sun. Plate 820 N66. That's the pattern of conduct. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me, and I want to be clear. Engineer Light is moving underneath there. Those are demons. They're all monitoring together. But I want to be clear with regard to the closeted psychopaths, the closeted sex offenders, those who are engaging in conduct that's not supposed to be known with regard to the pattern of conduct that the state is practicing, and it's demonic at its core, and it is criminal on its face. Okay, the light activity that you saw, it's demonic. It's letting you know about the condition of those who are group stalking. They're demons, and those are demons that engaged in an unlawful traffic stop while the people of the state were monitoring. They're monitoring now. They're monitoring while they engaged in that traffic stop. And the license plates that I documented, they're going to federal prison. I documented the people that stayed in this parking lot last night. They're all going to be prosecuted for federal group stalking and monitoring, state surveillance. All right, and that's a prosecution of the people of the state. And this one's going to federal prison, and flying under that, which isn't even the sun. That is the unintelligent pattern of conduct. They're doing so in a readily identifiable specific environment. There's no sun that's seen outside of my hotel room in Arcadia, California. And that's walking out, P.O.C, group stalking, P.O.C. The entity is using helic relevant to the stalking in the sky space and also relevant to psychological torture, and that's a demon flying a helicopter. Okay, I want to be clear. The entity is doing so over the Mandalay Bay, where the Mandalay Bay building is the basis for light activity yesterday after 5 p.m. That's a demon flying, stalking in a helicopter, and it is very targeted, the ability to recognize who the entity is targeting when they're stalking. You're stalking in a specific environment. You're stalking amongst Engineer Light. You're stalking amongst pacing demons, and they're also going to federal prison. 283 PYG, that's Colorado. He's going to federal prison. Pacing with this demon, looking the opposite direction with Engineer Light on the ground, going to federal prison. TPY 6421, that's his Virginia plate. And all of the employees at Courtyard by Marriott, they're going to federal prison. This is the prosecution of Kevin McMahal. He is a corrupt leader, a demon-possessed one, and that's why this is happening on his watch. And that sex offender, again, 283 PYG, touching me with Engineer Light before they drive off, and they're monitoring on the freeway. That's amplification. Amplification under a fake sun that's not in alignment with my hotel room, number 130 in Arcadia, California, at the same time nor at any time. That's the entity stalking as a population, as I went from the venue of California to the venue of Nevada, where they're stalking with helicopters as well, which is relevant to the psychological torture that the state engages in while they're stalking you. And only demons are doing that. Exclusively the demon-possessed are group stalking in the demonic environment, in demonic methods. This is P.O.C. It's currently it's 8:02 a.m. where you're looking at a fake sun, and you're looking at Engineer Light. You're looking at stalking by a helicopter. You're looking at molestation and terrorism via directed light. And the Courtyard by Marriott is going. The employees are going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. This is all relevant positioning. The entity is engaged in federal stalking, which Courtyard by Marriott is also going to be prosecuted for. That's P.O.C. It's currently 8:03 a.m.